Hong Kong, Pok Fu Lam. Thomas Stiegler keeps himself fit with daily jogging. Right behind his flat, the track leads through the greenery up to Victoria Peak, a regular exercise for the German PhD candidate, to clear his head once more. The writing desk has not been tidied up. Thomas Stiegler's shoes are neatly arranged next to it. The 28-year-old from Bonn is running late. His flat in the Pok Fu Lam area is in Robert Black College, in the guest house of the University of Hong Kong. For 3 years, it is Thomas Stiegler's academic home ground. We are now on the Centennial Campus, a wonderful, freshly built new campus. However, one can still see some of the old facets of the University of Hong Kong, as it was when built in 1912. The oldest uni in all of Hong Kong, we have 10 faculties, about 21,000 students in total. In modern multimedia centers, students from various academic disciplines study and research together. The exposure to other cultures and perspectives, which is so important to Thomas Stiegler. Here, he works in the field of relations between China and the European Union. He speaks Chinese, he knows the local culture, he can move around in Europe as well as in Asia. Both are high-growth markets. The relations between Europe and Asia are constantly becoming closer and tighter, which means opportunities for people like Mr. Stiegler, who can utilize his unique expertise. And this is, I believe, one of the greatest gifts that he receives from Hong Kong. But Hong Kong offers Thomas Stiegler even more. Countless attractions aside from the glass palaces and concrete facades. Well, what keeps me personally in Hong Kong is the possibility of coming out here very quickly, where there are no skyscrapers, but simply nature, and to the beach too, for which one would otherwise have to drive for several hours. And here one is simply right next to it. One can get to nature in no time. Green islands and beaches that are often empty of people, in the new territories as it were. Thomas Stiegler and his friends enjoy their tightly measured leisure time in an idyll that one could hardly imagine existing in Hong Kong. And when things get a bit too much, Thomas Stiegler sits down at the piano in his college. Then the music soon captures him. Playing the piano means collecting one's thoughts again after an often hectic, often exciting day here in Hong Kong, and somehow to sort oneself out again. This is a conventional metronome, as required by musicians. And this is Florian Simmendinger. The business administration graduate came to Hong Kong from Berlin with great plans. In the morning, he quickly buys an iced green tea at the police married quarters cafe. Then he goes a few floors up to his creative workshop. Here, the young entrepreneur's colleagues have long been sketching and filing away at their product idea, which they are determined to make a marketing success. A product in which they believe, and with which they want to stir up the musical industry in the foreseeable future. Florian and his colleagues have ingeniously developed a wearable digital metronome. A long journey. And that's why for the first 5 months we really only talked to musicians and tested and built about 6 or 7 different prototypes, making each better than the last. The digital metronome is being road tested. In a sound studio in Kowloon, 3 band musicians put the pulsating armband through its paces before it goes on the market. The first reaction? Very promising.
Guitar and I play the drum. So one of the hardest things that you play in a band is to synchronize the same beat. And by wearing that device and you're free from counting, you basically rely on that and everybody synchronize their music together. It's a very, very insightful innovation.
According to Florian Simmendinger's plans, production of the digital metronome will take place in Shenzhen in China, beyond the special administrative region. But he wants to live in Hong Kong. Well, in my opinion, the quality of life is higher in Hong Kong than in mainland China, and that just has to do with the fact of the Western background that Hong Kong simply has. As someone from the West, one feels better and naturally also a little richer. Prosperity is here. The culture in China is simply distant. Thus, the music, new ideas, and the dynamics of the Hong Kong metropolis bring people from different cultures together. Asia meets Europe. a hub that promises much excitement for the future.